Hello and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. Last episode we went to, I think it was the X13 facility, where we got the stealth suit but didn't utilize it yet. And I'm gonna store that right here because in this episode, I'm not going to be doing any of the outside missions, but I will be going outside. And the reason for that is, I guess I can try. That's probably the only fast travel I can do. The reason for that is because I am going to head to a particular location to pick up the snowglobe and also do a little bit of exploring. But we're not going to be doing any of the actual facility missions. Instead, I think this episode should be focused on talking to some of the scientists and seeing what problems of theirs we can solve in the think tank as opposed to running out in the wild all willy-nilly. I mean, we've done a lot of combat missions already, and there's still combat to be done. One of those are Protectrons and a Mr. Gutsy. Oh, Mr. Handy. Oh, this time it's a Mr. Handy. Am I even paying him? Oh, it's a construction drone specifically. Let's grab this. Nope. Someone's moving over to there. Actually, this one's pretty good against robots. Alright, pretty good shot. Alright, there we go. Don't know who's over there. Now, one thing that's really helped is the fact that the sink replaces its caps and inventory so frequently. Like, you just wait about 4 days and he's completely replenished. What's over here? That's... oh.
For safety, please take cover until the lawbreaker is dealt with. For your safety.
It's a bunch of gnomes. You know, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, they're gnomes,
Time to
but...
reward myself with a little breath-freshening mentat.
Please don't do that again, Mobius. That is bloody obnoxious. I'll grab one just for the fun of it. Here's where we want to go, the X17 Meteorological Station. I think there's some trauma harness guys in here. don't see anyone. Get some fixer. Actually, these are worth quite a bit. I'll grab a few coffee mugs for friend Muggy. Oh, there's some, Mr. Gutsy's in there. Let's have a bit of fun. Iron Belly, that's a unique one. No kill quite like overkill. Oh geez, now it's more of them. .12 gauge rounds. I should check on that, cause oh, and you get 5 of these special axes from them, so that's nice. And in the center of it all, there's a little model of the Higgs village, which once again I'm fairly certain is supposed to be, or not supposed to be, but is using the assets from Tranquility Lane in Fallout 3. Use a stim pack so I'm not walking so slow. Coffee mug, we'll leave that there. Underglue. Nothing here except for this map of the divide. Somehow both an in-depth look at the next DLC while still not actually offering you that much information. And then if you crouch down here, if I can, well, let me grab it. Well, here, let me try something stupid before I do the sensible thing and just reload. Oh, damn it. Let's try... Ah, crap. There we go. Alright, don't accidentally get stuck even further behind. And there's Big Mountain Snowglobe as a Vault Boy with a Mad Scientist Scrubs and a Robo-Scorpion, which means those scorpions were invented before the war and were so prolific to the place that it was featured in their snow globe. And it just goes straight to Mr. House, and he somehow wires 2,000 caps straight to me. Does anyone know how? No, but I'll take it. Down here.
Dr. Mobius, surrender yourself. You cannot win, despite the fact that the odds are heavily in your favor.
I have to traverse this whole little canyon here, and are they really in his favor all that much? Like, we have 2 of the 3 items we need. I mean, that sounds pretty good for us, all things considered. In that
Cursed
crate.
electric heating filament? You are inadequate to my needs! Why? Why? Why was I not built with a death ray?
And yes, he does actually grow some stuff here. I think if I get some other plants, I can, you know, fill up these ones as well. So I'll have to keep an eye out, pick up whatever plants I find. That's a really cool. That's a really cool thing about this area here, though. It's kind of like a secondary house or a primary house if you don't have the Atomic Wrangler room or the Lucky 38. But like, you have a medical thing. You have. Where is it? Well, you have this guy giving you basically free energy weapon ammo. Thank you.
Yes! Yes! Soon my work will be complete. Soon the world will burn in nuclear fire.
You know the world already burned in nuclear fire, right?
Soon I will... What? It did?
Yeah, a couple centuries ago, in fact.
Really? Well, fuck. That really puts a damper on the toaster's mood. Oh well. No use crying over spilled Armageddon. Where was I? Oh right. Soon the world will burn in nuclear fire! Again!
Alright, he heats up your Saturnite power fists. This guy is really cool because he basically gives you free food, which you can then convert into a pretty good health item. And of course, this guy has a ton of caps, replenishes them fairly often, replenishes his inventory fairly often. And you can probably even grind for caps by just going out, killing some lobotomites and picking up their weapons and armor, then coming back and selling that to him.
For an aperitif to balm the weariness of Sir's manifold journeys.
I don't know, this DLC has a lot of function outside of just being a DLC. So let's see, let's talk to Dr. O first.
I don't understand how you can stand those leg things.
I mean, weren't you once a human? Wouldn't you still sort of remember having legs?
Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in think tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible.
You're Dr. O, correct? Well, let's see, I think you mean impossible?
Oh, really? Now the lobotomite is a master of the dictionary arts. What, do you have a doctorate in verbology? No? I do. And stop the presses. Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Robco tech on your arm? It is. What's your agenda bringing that in here?
Some problem with Robco?
How dare you bring Robco tech in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Oh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain can make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco.
I don't think I'll worry you by telling you what House and his robots have been up to since.
Worry about House? Why would I do that? Hope he died alone in a dingy room, straining his last remaining bodily fluids into jars. And him and his dirty girdle bots. Don't even get me started on those filthy biological catcher's mitts.
Calm down, I just want to ask you some questions.
Fine. Ask.
I need more of those worthless caps that test the CIU barter function upstairs.
I'd have a few left. Let me check. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy.
What do you do here?
All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in a non-functioning state.
That doesn't sound impressive. Breaking machines, that is.
Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll wish I was around.
Can you tell me about this facility?
Big Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried, now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. All those spectra. So soothing.
It's pretty well preserved considering that entire mountain blew up and didn't exactly damage the dome or the antenna on top of it. Can you tell me about Mobius and these monsters of his?
That genius Mobius somehow cobbles together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure.
A giant robot scorpion?
Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds?
Do you have another name?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always O. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept the mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
Are you sure? I'm a good listener. Got the ears for it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after collostodiuretics. Okay, so my name is an O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
So if they kept confusing the letter with a number, your name is Dr. Zero? O? Dr. Zero?
Yes, thank you. Zero. I am zero. How hard is that? A narrow, thin zero.
I don't know. O sounds more impressive.
Zero's my name. I'm proud of it, all right? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
If you want to differentiate the O and the zero, just put a slash through the zero.
What?
It's a standard term-link code to distinguish the two.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion. Eventually. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
So is that what you want to be?
Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. O is more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in.
Well, there's power in zero. It reduces anything multiplied against it to zero.
Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already wreck every robot I study. Why not basic arithmetic? I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. And make a zero in all the think tank. They won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
So, Zero, got any amazing discoveries to share?
You know, hearing my name said like that, it really de-reses my screens. As for discoveries, well, of course. Look at this. Just, built it. Amazing, isn't it?
It certainly is, interesting, whatever it once was.
You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors, and those innards start falling out everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
I think we've spoken long enough.
Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
It is quite fitting this guy is voiced by the person who voices Rusty Venture from the Venture Brothers. And also, you can't divide any number by 0. That's another pretty powerful thing about that number.
I love to hear you breathe.
Let's talk to Dr. Dala.
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
The quick scribe jumped over the lazy paladin.
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming the words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's malval cavity.
It seems to me you have more biological needs than your counterparts.
What? Nonsense.
Close eyelids, breathe deeply, then stretch languidly.
What? What are you doing?
I leveled up by trying to seduce a brain in the jar. I turn and cough roughly, then slowly scratch nose.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography?
Run your hands along the sides of your face, then exhale rapidly.
Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
Why don't you just give in? There's nothing wrong with looking at the human body.
Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago.
I could come back any time and just breathe if you want.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my jaw might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba. Bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
So she gives you drained laser weaponry parts. Energy weapons, that's it. I have a real teddy bear if you want it.
Whatever for?
I thought you liked them. You keep referring to them.
No, I like teddy bears.
Are you sure your words aren't jumbled?
Teddy bears come in many sizes. Your size is what intrigues me the most. Some say that teddy bears can't be living, breathing things. They are wrong. They are large biological forms, breathing, heaving, snarling, coughing. Lobotomites are my teddy bears. Oh, yes.
I had other questions.
An interrogation. How fascinating. Please begin.
Who are you and what do you do here?
Why, my little bear of teddiness. I am Dr. Dala, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science.
211 doctorates? How's that even possible?
Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned.
Well, that is kind of true. The more advanced sciences become, the more intricate and focused on a specific area you'll need to be in order to progress any further. First head chief researcher, lots of titles.
What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title.
Sometimes I'm called a courier.
Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times. Very different specimens.
There was another courier?
Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety.
What was the question?
I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory.
Why did you remove my brain? And how?
Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine. But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack, snip, done. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around Big Mountain. Lobotomites. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would broadcast some concern to my colleagues about safety protocols.
I find interesting I never met another courier in this game so far. Just a bit odd. And also, the lobotomites aren't exactly doing their intended job of cleaning up. In fact, they're more interested in just shooting me. But how am I still walking and talking around?
That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain pan are still connected to your brain somehow. It really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit for. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it sloped off to, you could humanically reduce yourself again.
I feel strange in here. Peaceful, but on edge.
It is the pacification field emitters that are broadcasting into the emptiness of your skull. Without a brain, your aggression is suppressed in here.
Is there any way to shut it off?
Why would you want such a thing? You might surrender to your hormones and commit primal aggression on me, on us, again and again. Then I would have to return the favor, activating my vivisectors and gently lobotomizing you from behind. Not something I would relish doing. No, the only way to circumvent the field is to have a brain, and we extracted that like we do all lobotomites here.
I just want to take pictures, man. I had other questions.
Perhaps you are stuck in a looping gesture of verbal intercourse.
Can you tell me about Dr. Mobius?
Dr. Mobius, a monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with but one jaundiced eye with which to perceive the world. Exiled from the think tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded memory, and perhaps differences in research methodology. His one terrible eye forever peers at us, an eye of ever-increasing magnification. He watches from his dome in the Forbidden Zone, spying on us all.
I don't understand how the tech Klein wants will help.
It'll all become clear. If not, at least we will have the technology here at the dome, where all technology belongs. When we have all the technology, all the answers, we can share it with the world, piece by piece. All will be in order, and all will be like Big Mountain.
Can you tell me about the Big Empty?
The Big Empty? Now that's not a proper title for this research facility. You sound like previous test subjects that came here. This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. It is Big Mountain, where all questions can be answered. You'll see. No matter what your questions, Big Mountain will provide the answers, as it has done for so many before you.
Previous test subjects?
Oh yes, we've had other subjects visit. It's why we had to calibrate the pacification field and warm up our brainial beams and vivisectors. Only a short time ago, we had 3-1 subjects arrive, and they ruined several experiments, and even injured 2 of our staff. It is a shame their brains left with them. With you, however, we have taken precautions to ensure that problem won't repeat itself. We've conditioned you so you can't speak of this place, discuss our secrets, or attempt to use force against us in any way. Isn't that nice?
So she's probably talking about Father Elijah, Christine, and maybe... oh. Yeah, Father Elijah and Christine.
Because 3-1 is 2. 2 spoke to us, one after the other. One mean, one curious. But there was a third we didn't speak to. The last one is the -1. It got traumatized, then taken to one of our medical centers for de-traumatization. A rather unsettling procedure.
Oh, so, the mean one is Elijah, the curious one is probably Ulysses, and the -1 is Christine. What happened with the visitors?
Ask Dr. O. And you could have asked 8 once, until he was severely damaged in the attack. We like him better this way.
This used to be a mountain?
Yes, Big Mountain was quite big indeed until the Great Static. Then the top of the mountain was used as part of a detonation experiment. This cleared additional space in the crater, however, allowing us more real estate to build upon. Convenient. Efficient.
So they would have been built. I think the Great Static would be the nuclear war, since, you know, any transmission to the outside probably went to static. Meaning they would have been building things and continuing their experiments in the last few hundred years. So I kind of wonder how many structures are recent or post-war. Anyways, we've spoken enough.
Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
And of course, since we seduced her, we're able to increase our stats. And we'll
I
quickly
don't understand how you can stand those leg things.
talk to Dr. Zero.
Predictable. The lobotomite specimen returns. Its purpose? Repetition. Chances of success? High.
Why are you being an asshole? Anyways, I heard you and 8 were attacked by a previous visitor.
I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm.
Tell me what happened.
This human, I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, 8 tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now, but...
Yeah, that's probably Father Elijah getting those bomb collars that he used on us. Who were the others?
2 other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing.
So it's kind of interesting. It's almost like you can play this DLC first, since they're also talking about characters that presumably you wouldn't have been introduced to. Anyways, why is that?
Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out.
Anyways, I'll be hanging out.
Until our next scheduled audio...
I will wait to talk to Dr. Klein. We'll instead talk to Dr. 8. What was that? Your voice module got damaged, I heard, in an attack. Is that a yes or no or yes no? Can I ask you some questions? Your damaged voice module, can you tell me about the attack? I didn't catch that. Maybe part of the damage? Who are you? Sounds important, I think. Do you know anything about Dr. Mobius or the Forbidden Zone? Alright, just calm down. I didn't mean to alarm you. Can you tell me about these technologies Klein wants? You sound agitated, or you're pre-collating, or something. Wait, after listening a bit, that's Robco term link protocol you're broadcasting, right? Well, I've hacked enough Robco terminals to know. Probably shouldn't tell O about this. Hehe, nice pun on the header file, ref. I agree, if someone would just take the time, you're more than just sound effects in a tank. If that's Robco termling protocol, doesn't that mean it can be hacked? If that's termling code, don't worry, I'm not going to take advantage of your exposed code. Not a problem. I know what it's like to be experimented on. So, about when I first arrived, tell me, you didn't ejaculate into my, sonic emitter. Well... Oh, I really don't want to know what that's supposed to be implying. Now that we know each other better, can you tell me about the sonic emitter? Really? Huh. I've been there. Higgs Village, right? Your house is there? So there's an emitter code in your house in Higgs? Oh, 2 codes. One for the jukebox and one for the opera. Nice, I'll keep an eye out. Or, I've already... I had them, so I may have already picked up both. I grab almost anything that's not nailed down. I'll be going now. Game crashed. But I was able to save just before it, so I don't have to talk to everyone again. But...
Have you come for hello? Oh, I'll give you a hello. A hello unsurpassed in all creation.
Now I have to talk to this asshole.
The lobotomite animal before me. What other terrifying terrors will plague us in our quest for knowledge? Communists? Communist animals, perhaps? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling loyal cyber dogs to my aid. Do you comprehend, commie animal?
Calm down, I just had some questions.
Just as I feared. questions, quizzes, just as there were in American high school. And if there are no answers, how will the think tank graduate?
I encountered your pet in X8 and I had to kill it.
So, you put down Gabe. Thank you. A scamp, but really, his highly augmented combat programming could have proved meddlesome. In any event, thank you for putting him down. One less test subject to catalog and sort. Clearly a failure of Doggy's cybo-engineering.
Is this Gabe's bowl? Your dog from X8, Gabe?
What? Why, yes, it is. I used to leave it outside his doghouse, chock full of chems, before the cybernetic modifications, of course. And no matter how chemmed the food, he would always eat it, and his tail would wag, even while you know, I'm having the most perplexing feeling squiggling through my biogel. I can't quite pin it down.
Sounds like Gabe really loved you.
Why, yes, Gabe. No matter how awful my day had been, he was always waiting there. How odd. My gel is decoagulating. And when I would talk to him about Betsy, and how Marcus would beat on me and call me Smarty Sissy Pants, he'd just sit there, head on my knee, and... If you don't mind, I'll take that bowl. Just need to remove it. Put it away, somewhere out of radar range. For some reason, its similarity to the crater shape of Big Mountain is starting to fill up all available cognitive spaces. That, combined with my own overwhelming feeling of having done something terrible, the two are hitting me with unexpected force.
Sounds to me like you hurt somebody you love very much.
As odd as it is, I believe that is the conclusion. And I wonder why it didn't hit me before, until I saw that memory in your hands. This sensation is unpleasant. I don't care for it. I don't care for this place either. And I feel as if we've forgotten something. Still, it is no matter. Crush the feeling down. Crush it down. Push it into the loop. Yes. Forgotten. Almost. Yes? I do not need to remember anymore. Not today.
So, who are you and what do you do here?
Before you is the brain of Dr. Borous, head of animology, beastology, and DNA scrambling technology here at Big Mountain. I lay the bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. Especially Gabe, that rascal. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious cazadors, the happy-go-lucky night stalkers. They are my living, breathing DNA test tubes.
You're responsible for cazadors?
Indeed. Docile, curious, safe, sterile. They are contained here at Big Mountain to preserve DNA and for observation.
What makes you think they haven't escaped? Wait, contained at Big Mountain? Those things are all over the Mojave!
No, such creatures are found only here, for research purposes. They would no more be capable of escape than breeding.
I don't think they're sterile. They breed alright.
I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the careful surgical castrating procedures used in their creation. Perhaps a demonstration of my castrating power would settle your doubts.
What makes you think they haven't escaped?
Because Big Mountain safety measures are far more sophisticated than their primitive animal instincts. We are their lords and masters.
I have other questions.
Submit your questions. I shall respond with deadly answers.
Night Stalkers, those crazy coyote snake things?
Indeed. Docile, curious, safe, sterile. They are contained here at Big Mountain to preserve DNA and for observation.
I want to know more about Mobius and the Forbidden Zone.
The malignant tumor that is Mobius plagues us all. His hunger for power, insatiable. From his lair in the Forbidden Zone, his terrifying robo-scorpion army clicks and whirs across the crater of Big Mountain, ever seeking, ever stinging. He must be stopped, or all of Big Mountain shall be destroyed.
Tell me about this radar fence around the crater.
The radar fence protects us all. If evidence is correct, the one who built it is me. It keeps anything with a disembodied brain inside, like us, and anything without a brain also inside. It is the ultimate defense against communist aggression. There'll be no infectious ideas on my watch.
That fence doesn't make much... Wait a minute. That means you're trapped here.
Trapped? Nonsense. We are secure here from evil philosophies. Ever since my anxiety-filled days of powerlessness and being bullied in American high school, I have dreamed of such security as the fence. That and giant cybernetic dogs that would ruthlessly patrol and kill anyone who wasn't my friend, like Richie Marcus and Betsy Bright. Who's laughing now, Betsy? I hope you and Richie are happy smoking in your radioactive coffins. I'm glad you never came to my birthday party.
Don't you want to leave here?
No! Beyond is death, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. No matter where these strange humans wander in from with their ideas and new brains, there is nothing beyond Big Mountain.
Evidence to the contrary?
Enough! Stop filling my precious brain cell units with irrelevant data. You sound like the other visitors, making wild claims of a world beyond, where there is a war beyond war. It is unproven and unthinkable. Bother the other doctors with your crackpot theories. I have no time. None of us do.
Why does Klein want these particular technologies?
There is logic and purpose in it. If these technologies are needed to pierce the Forbidden Zone, so be it. Science is powerful, and in the right hands, our hands, if we had hands, we would be nigh unstoppable.
Can you tell me about the Big Mountain?
It is our home, threatened by the horrors of Mobius. All we wish to do is continue our research, layer upon layer, above and beneath the floor of the crater, until we have our answers. But no, Mobius will not let us rest, scaring us with his scary robots with their laser tails and blowing up all the time.
Why have you leveled this place? No, wait. This crater looks like it's been tag-teamed by giant fuckbots.
It was not our first choice of testing grounds, but we no longer have the luxuries of our test cities. Then we lost the mountain. After the explosion, we couldn't find it anymore. So the crater became our testing grounds. For science.
How the fuck do you lose an entire mountain? Test cities?
Yes. In the past, individuals would come to us, pay for technology, and if their town, community, or city was just right, we could use that city as a controlled experiment. Vault-Tec was much better at it, of course. We had to make do. Get permission. Sometimes. If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough commies to make cities of our own. So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But the true test was science on unsuspecting Americans. Whether it was holograms, new autodocs, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go into tiny, isolated towns. Then we observed.
What was this explosion?
Boom! Yes, quite unexpected and embarrassing. All better now after the landscaping, though. Much more pleasing to our monitors. And the crater helps keep everything inside, because it is bowl-shaped.
I think we've well, let's see. Yeah, I'm done talking to you, mate.
Until next time, then. Provided there is a next time. For any of us.
I can hear your penis-tipped feet tromping around.
Dr. Klein.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
I'd be honored if I could hear any knowledge the think tank had to share on the sciences.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you.
I heard one of the previous visitors to the dome spoke to you, asked you some questions.
Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
You seem like the one in charge. You are...
I am Dr. Klein, Chief Head Researcher of Logistical Operations and Ideology here at Big Mountain. I am surprised you have not heard of me. I am first in my field, first chair, as it were, back in the days of chairs.
Who is Dr. Mobius?
Dr. Mobius was not the horrifying creature you saw upon the screen, twisted by science. He was once one of us, a friend. He researched in directions contrary to the think tank. Brains, 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 always about the brains. So we exiled him. He says he left of his own volition, but that was to save him the embarrassment. Now he sends his intelligence-consuming scorpions from the Forbidden Zone to plunder the secrets of Big Mountain. He is a menace.
Robo-scorpions drain intelligence from living creatures. How? Chems?
I'm not certain. Perhaps it only affects machines. If so, you may be immune.
If it is chems, then we have nothing to fear. Since we are afraid, it must not be chems, and you need not fear, which means you can test it. Logical.
Why do I have this strange passive sensation in here?
It's a side effect of the cerebral scrubbing. It won't stop you from excreting, or asking questions, apparently. Have to correct that next time. Hormonal aggressive tendencies are actively suppressed, however. They are a no-no and not permitted in the think tank. The scrubbing also ensures your silence to keep Big Mountain safe. This facility is top secret, and you cannot speak of it to anyone outside of Big Mountain. Should have done it with the last batch, and the anti-aggression scrub.
Why the anti-aggression programming?
We had to take precautions after the last visitors. They caused a great deal of damage in a short time. Should have made sure they couldn't mention Big Mountain once they left. An oversight.
I don't think I heard any of the other... Well, I didn't hear Christine, certainly, and I don't think I heard Elijah talk about Big Mountain. Who were these visitors?
Dr. 8 and Dr. O could tell you more. Dr. O more than 8. The battle against the visitors damaged 8's voice module. Suffice to say, those visitors are unwelcome. They stole a great many secrets and much technology. Impertinent. They also broke one of my trains.
What is this place?
This is the think tank. The nerve center of Big Mountain. The greatest research center known to man, and to us. Here we test and test and test some more in the name of science, atomic power, nuclear power, and scientific power.
I've heard this place called the Big Empty.
Yes, because the intellectually challenged see an M and a T next to each other and take Occam's razor to it. While you are here, you will refer to this place properly, and you will do the same with the other scientists here.
I'd like to know about the Forbidden Zone.
That glowing red scar? That laser lobotomy canyon maze carved in the landscape as if by some child? It is Mobius's fortress. From that hemorrhoidal fissure, he sends his amazing robo-scorpions to terrify and irritate us. He always tended to the dramatic.
Can you tell me more about these pylons?
Ask Borous. I believe he knows more about the fence than any brain. Except maybe Mobius. Mobius was involved in their construction, if I recall. But he's such a hack, he probably was reading off Borous' notes and schematics.
I have some questions about this brain extraction y'all performed.
Well, we didn't actually do it. We tried to clean up after, as always, but usually the auto-dock runs on remote. But we programmed it, or Mobius did. Still, this new wrinkle with the Tesla coils in your skull was unexpected. I mean, we predicted we'd have a breakthrough eventually, but... Dala knows more. She supervised your spine peel and the heart circumcision, then dumped them both into the tanks in the sink above. Quite sanitary. Sure took her time. She always takes longer than projected with lobotomite surgeries. Not sure why.
You said before that Mobius might have my brain?
Yes. In all probable likelihoods, yes. Possibly. That it may have gone to Mobius is merely an inkling. I don't know why, but it may be something involving the surgery code. Actually, I don't know. All I know is it misplaced itself, or it floated off. They get into robots sometimes and go on a tear.
Mobius set up the Autodoc medical routines, so you think he's responsible for a post-organ dump?
Yes, always leaves back doors into things. Have to keep finding them and closing them. The Autodoc is now erased of his routines. It was thorough. Only Mobius would know for sure what happened with the procedure. Perhaps. Well, and your brain, of course, it would know as well.
My brain would know?
It can communicate the procedure when we examine it. It is conceivable to trace its surgical scalpel prints once we have the brain. Might take some time, but your brain has no pain nerve to scream at us while we dissect it. Convenient. I detest screaming in my lab.
What's this autodoc surgery code you mentioned?
Mobius's legacy code was in the old auto-doc. Yes, it fried itself after your procedure, so he couldn't tell for sure. It is unfortunate. We would have benefited from knowing how the breakthrough occurred. Even if we installed another chip, the information is lost.
Why would Mobius want my brain?
Why does he seek our destruction? Why did he build robot scorpions with intelligence training stingers? It is because he hasn't cleaned his biogel in a long time. Clearly he's got some sort of psychological corrosion. He's mad.
These mechanical robo-scorpions consume intelligence? Are you certain of your finding?
Dr. O is certain of his findings, and no one else in the think tank is willing to test the results. Loss of brainial power. Terrifying. O has said on many occasions his inability to comprehend Mobius's robo-schematics is because of repeated robo-scorpion stings.
That's all for now. Goodbye.
Yes, a most goodbye.
So, one interesting thing about these guys is that their names have something to do with infinity.
I don't
Dr.
understand how you can stand those leg things.
O, or zero, is a continuous line that repeats into itself. Dala is short for mandala, which is a Sanskrit word for circle. 8 is also a line that repeats into itself, and if you turn it on to its side, it's the infinity symbol. Borous is short for Ouroboros, which is a mythological snake that would consume its own tail, effectively creating a perpetual loop. Klein is
I
a
can hear your penis-tipped feet tromping around.
is a reference to Dr. Klein and the Klein bottle, a two-dimensional shape put into four-dimensional space, I think. And Mobius is a reference to the Mobius strip, which is a two-dimensional shape that's topographically has a single surface, so it's sort of like you start on one side or one point on the surface, and if you keep going straight, you won't reach an end, you'll just reach the point you started at. It's all infinite loops. So now I'm going to explore their rooms. I'm sure they don't want me to be tiptoeing my penis-tipped feet and my penis-tipped hands into their stuff, but I don't give a shit what they want. So you have some photos of mountains, a periodic table there. I'll just grab that. No, I don't need it. Thinking of selling it, but I'm gonna leave this guy's room alone. Trying to think who this could be. I'm guessing by the scrap electronics, it could be Dr. Zero's. Let's see this one. This is definitely Dala's room. And she has some teddy bears. Carry this shit all the way around here just for nothing. Well, I don't care what she says, she's gonna accept this teddy bear. Yep, looks absolutely majestic. For whatever reason, she has a fedora. She has multiple sexy sleepwears. Because, you know, she is a classy woman. And some more ammunition. Yeah, this is probably where what powers her dome thing. Yeah, we don't actually see it, but we can insinuate that's what allows them to continue hovering. Alright, let's see. Anything we can gather from here? Not much. A little carpeting here. Guess to tie together the room. The radio makes me think of Dr. 8. But that's about it.
Have you done all we asked? If not, we will not hesitate to ask again.
This is an easy lock, mate. Come on. Alright. Well, this could be, no, I don't think it would be Dr. 8's. Let me think. Bunch of broken up radios, so maybe this is Dr. O's. What is this? Oh, I can't zoom in because the freaking pacification field. Oh, this is definitely Borous' room. And I will take these scientist scrubs because he's clearly not going to use it. And I'll also take the ammunition because he's not going to use it. And he has some trophies here, probably from high school. Does not seem to be able to let that time of his life go. There we have the most forbidden room of all. Bunch of radix. Pack of cigarettes. Mentat, so this is Mobius's room. Maybe this is Klein's room, then. Alright, I think we've done just about everything we could in here for now. I'll do some organizing and decorating at the end of the DLC. Lovely sky out this morning. It is the morning, right? Yep. Very vivid pastel colors. Makes for a lovely vista, and since I can actually use it, just beautiful. Oh.
Locking on. Scorpion, attack!
I guess his robo-scorpions don't, disappear.
Now I end you.
Wait, don't, isn't the sonic emitter inadequate against robots?
Everyone, calm down. Might have been a blip. Are you sure you scanned something? Are you sure you scanned something?
pencil. We'll use pencil processing abilities of the book chute. Oh. Alright, I was shooting a dead robot. 20 gauge rounds, that's actually quite useful. I should come back here later and grab these fission batteries. Biomechanical splicing rules. Due to recent government-mandated cutbacks to our funding, only 3 experiments may be performed per day. 2. We do not have infinite kennel space here in X8. Only 1 cyberdog beyond those needed for testing processes may be created. 3. Clear any and all debris from the platform before conducting any splicing experiments. 4. Experiments are not allowed outside the X8 facility. 5. Finally, security must be disabled before experiments can be run. Let's splice a robot and a dog. Let's see if we can be friendly with it. Roxy. Hi there, puppy. Go wait by the entrance. Good dog. What are you doing, dog? Okay, heel. Alright. Alright, you go wait over there. That dog better remain friendly, or so help me, I will shit fury down Obsidian's throats. Alright, let's clear the splicing area. Alright, and let's do the lobotomite in a robot.
Different, awake, alive for the first time ever. What is this strange new world around me? What does it hold in store for a dreamer such as myself?
I feel like such an asshole now. I am Play God. At least Roxy is still there. Look, Mobius, if you don't want me to destroy your stupid crap, then stop sending it after me, you silly goose butt. We will do the advanced test. For this test, you must use any means necessary to retrieve 3 student files from an average high school. Utilize the field disruptor capacitance module for the sonic emitter to better navigate the area. Protect drones and basic security protocols have been activated. And yeah. Game crashed. I went through the whole damn school. Let's see where. Oh, god damn it.
Attention, students. This is the pre-recorded voice of your pre-recorded principal, Dr. Principal Borous.
Alright, need to actually. Sonic emitter data. Now disable force fields. Attached to this message is data I collected regarding the pulse wave module's effect on our force field emitters. I'm sending the prototype weapon your way for testing. Please forward this to Olin as soon as you can determine how we might shield our emitters from this weapon's EMP effect. Dr. Kalis. And if you destroy these force fields, here's some energy cells. Ah, there's a dog right next to me. How cute. Yeah, I gotta do this horse shit again. Oh, and there's a look, what are you doing, asshole? Oh, and just missed twice. Ow.
Put down your weapons and submit to authority.
I swear there's more enemies down here than there was initially.
A lawful use of deadly force is in progress. Citizens are advised to clear the area. Step into the open and identify yourself. Scanning
Probably not.
for
I
hostile.
think he only takes skill books. Oh, hey. Hello. Richie Marcus. There he is, Richie Ballover Marcus. F- in English, F- in math, F- in science, and F- in history. Imagine rustling a guy's Jimmy so hard that he plays out his little revenge fantasies 200 years later in a state-of-the-art simulation of communist takeover.
Today, the cafeteria will be serving nothing, because I didn't build one. No cafeteria, no bathrooms, no swirlies, no chocolate pudding left in the chairs of brilliant minds. What are you going to do now, Richie Marcus?
When I last went through here, there's a carton of cigarettes in that locker. Anyways, here's for Cherry O'Bannon's schedule, who I don't think is ever mentioned by Borous in the game. Like, what seems odd that he wouldn't make his own thing, although I guess he is playing the principal. Could make like a very loose, you know, parody name of himself. Instead of Dr. Borous, it's well, not Doctor. Instead of Borous, it's Morris. He's like, Borous has received high honors for exposing communist infiltrators and pointing out that Richie Marcus absolutely loves balls. Bake sale Friday. Fight the Red Menace with cookies. So many coffee mugs.
School is a sacred trust. Even though I am a long ago graduate of this hated facility, now I see its worth, and see it was corrupted by fraternities and girls. Yuck.
Aren't girls more of a college thing? Nope, not one hit kill. And that was a wasted shot. I think he's after me. You stay down there. I'll use one of my frag mines right here, just for fun. Unfortunately, Dala doesn't actually collect them, but we get a carton of cigarettes, so I guess it all works out. Got baseballs, got basketballs. There was originally basketballs up here. Man, you know, just imagine being in a place like this and loving balls. Be heaven. And when I first went through here, I kind of speculated about, you know, if Richie Marcus is supposed to be the stereotypical, you know, jock, Chad, douchebag, then wouldn't there be like footballs here, since that tends to be the stereotypical popular sport for schools? Then I kind of realized, well, I guess baseballs would make some sense, given that Fallout is a game where like the 1950s never truly ended, at least in spirit, and baseball was the biggest sport of the time. A couple packs of cigarettes and a golf ball. Oh. Yeah, weighs almost nothing, so might as well. Alright. Betsy Bright. 7 unexcused absences, 3 instances of disruptive behavior, and 11 cases of smoking on school property. Which is probably accurate, actually. I mean, I suspect that the Richie Marcus score is, you know, altered a little bit for dramatic effect, since Borous is so fucking ass blasted at the guy. But just 11 instances of smoking and 7 unexcused absences actually seems, you got blood on computer, mate. Actually seems fairly tame, all things considered. Especially if it's like over the whole course of her high school career and she's prone to doing that stuff. Can actually wait outside in the sink balcony for like 4 days in order to have the sink restock on stim packs. So I was completely mistaken in my earlier assessment. Yeah. I think I've seen this guy actually the first time I went around here. Because I killed this Securitron, I probably just dipped. How's my armor condition? It's still in working order. Take dog and lobotomite splicing experiment holotape. Shipping department, unusual shipment. We just received the latest shipment of dogs for the Cyberdog experiment process, but, well, frankly, I think our supplier screwed us. The animals must be basically feral. Every time we get close to the shipping kennels, they let out with the most god-awful hissing and, well, rattling is the only way I can describe it. Please advise, should we open the kennels or just send them back? That's probably a snake, dude. Shipping department, please advise. So at Dr. Richardson's request, we opened one of those kennels from the latest shipment. The dog inside, and I use that term very loosely, appeared to be suffering from a truly horrendous case of mange. And upon being released, they immediately attacked, killed, and attempted to swallow whole specialist acres. Luckily, the situation has, for now at least, contained itself, as SPC Acres was a very large man and the creature had choked to death. Does anyone know anything about this shipment? Please advise. Shipping department lockdown. In light of the large numbers of fatalities due to the latest shipment of experimental test subjects, the shipping department is going into lockdown. I give you my personal assurance that as soon as this plague of monsters has been dealt with, I will work overtime to get your deliveries to you in a timely and efficient manner. As I am currently the only surviving member of the shipping department, however, there may still be some delays until Dr. Callis in X13 has pass card for the area. Skippy, sole survivor. Regarding shipping department lockdown, in our last supervisor meeting, we discussed the possible benefits of the small shipping accident. We are considering studying the unexpected specimens' behavior by releasing them into our test area before removing them from the X8 facility. The shipping department will remain in lockdown until the decision has been reached. Dr. Adam Fidges. Bunch of credentials. Find the key to the X8 kennels. Well, isn't that just a wonderful coincidence? Alright, so is that puppy of ours still friendly? Yes, he is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab what fission batteries I can. Which isn't many. Oh. Actually, those are worth quite a bit for their weight. Oh, Jesus, more. I don't feel like fighting them. I'm just gonna leave. If I could carry more fission batteries, I would fight them, but unfortunately, my pockets are full. Imagine having like super advanced radiation poisoning and walking across that bridge and just crumbling. That'd be a funny way to die. That would be an absolutely goofy way to die. And yeah, 1,308 caps. Not a super huge amount, but not bad.
Oh, please, please!
And we'll talk to the book chute.
Greetings, citizen. Ready to receive seditious materials.
Have some seditious material for you to process.
Fantastic, citizen. Just input your quantity of seditious material on my interface, and in no time at all, I'll have you a beautiful, clean book. Won't that keep you happy and docile, citizen?
Process the books. That takes that out and gives me a blank book.
Greetings, citizen.
Pencils. Gives me 55 leads and 14 scrap metals.
Greetings, citizen. What?
And the clipboards. Which
3 angry death
2
clouds
duct tape.
make for a lot of reconstructive surgery.
But I think that's about it for this episode. I do find it still amusing how small this map is. Like, you can even see the pylons in the distance, showing you the very edge of the DLC. We'll be going there soon enough, but we first need to head to X13. That seems to be where everything is, huh? For influencing people, for attack of the infiltrator, and for the data retrieval test. See if we can't kill 3 birds with 1 stone. And then we'll do some exploring, although it doesn't look like there's many places I haven't discovered yet. At least it doesn't say on my world map here, but there's probably a place around here, and maybe something over here. We will see. But until that day comes, I hope you enjoyed the video, that I gave you something to think about and otherwise entertained you. I kinda wonder if I can destroy this shield. I kinda like it actually, it's a shield protecting me. Anyways, take care.